Hey, what's up, YouTube? Making a little video here. A friend asked me about rifles, which one he should buy. I just told him you better buy one at least. I think every man, woman who wants to protect themselves should have one. I just believe that. Here's my number one right here. Everybody knows what that is, and this is not a video for you experts, but this is for people who thinking about getting something to protect themselves when the zombies come or when the mermaids come out of the swamp or whatever, man. But this is my all-time favorite just because it's so simple. And everybody who knows AK-47s, this is the cheapest one you can get. It's a Wasser 10. You know, nothing on it's expensive. I've added a lot to it. You know, that's AK-74 muzzle brake, 20 bucks. A sling I got on eBay for nothing. Got the, I guess they're Polish hold open magazine. You know, nothing fancy. What I did to it was I worked in there. See in there? Inside of there is the good stuff, and inside of there is what I worked on. Polished it all to glass. Now, if you know these Wassers, they're not made good. They're not whatever. They're made like other AKs, but if you know these things, they're clackety clack. You know, rickety. Not this guy. This is a Wasser. You couldn't stick that if you wanted to. Oh, what are you doing? Why are you if the slide? You can't break it. What the hell? It's been safety checked, but just so you guys know, nothing in it. Bang. That's my number one pick. This guy, point and shoot, real easy to operate. 100-some million of them in the world. My 14-year-old kid kicked my butt in the desert in our run and gun course. Kicked my butt by 10 seconds. Bullseye hits, and I mean, moving, running, scooting. What you'll be doing if you ever have to use this is you're not going to be standing still, or you're not going to be on a sandbag. This guy is a real deal. This thing is wicked. So that's number one. I think I got it on sale, $550. I've put some money into it. I've got maybe $650 into it. I wouldn't trade you that for my AR. I wouldn't. I wouldn't give you my AR either, though. So that's my number one. So if you're looking for something, parts all over the world, ammo's dirt cheap. We'll go over the rounds in a minute. This is for you people who don't know that much about them. You're going to know a little bit more. For you experts, just turn it off, man. I don't want to hear you guys criticizing, telling me about the square root of the isosceles triangle, whatever. So my second choice, real close second, is this guy. All right. Get off there. Can't hurt it. There we go. You guys know what that is. AR-15. It's a Colt M4. The real Colt, not these plastic doohickey make-believe ones. I'm not saying there's not good ones, but this is a Colt, and this is what the military carries. This is what I carried when I was in. This is the newer model. It's got some add-ons. Got an EOTech coming. It goes on there. A red dot sighting system, a rather expensive one coming. M2 sight. This is Knight's armament. It's what the military uses. It's all aluminum rail system. Put whatever you want on there. If you want to put, you know, your blow dryer and your ironing board or whatever on there, you can. Another Knight's armament foregrip. I like these window polymer magazines. You can see how many rounds you got, and I just seem to like them. Flip up sight, Knight's armament, SOP mod, adjustable stock. Now the difference, you know, 50 cents or higher to shoot each round. 50 cents or higher, depending how, you know, and they say, oh, you shoot junk ammo through, whatever. If it can't shoot anything I can find, I don't want it. I shoot whatever I want out of that. I shoot anything out of that thing and then throw it in the mud. It doesn't matter. So the difference is, you know, 50 cents a round. This guy, 18 cents a round. Bigger round, not as accurate, but hard hitting from up to 120. This one, much more accurate, still a good, powerful round, but definitely reaches out a lot further than this guy. You can easily hit, I'd say 500-600 is a good operating range, where anything 100-200, if you miss with that, a man-sized target, then you need to practice some more. So those are my two top picks. Again, any AK-47 variant, you can afford an arsenal, great, get an arsenal. More in a minute. Now, in a survival situation, maybe you don't have a whole lot of money to spend. Maybe you got $100 to spend, but you still want something to protect your family with. Maybe you live in an urban area. Maybe you live out in the boonies. And if you live in the boonies, you need to hunt. You need rabbits. You need birds. Hey, man, you got to have a 22. Got to have one. No matter what situation you're in, got to have it. That rifle I bought 2 months ago. It's a Winchester Model 69. It's old as hell. I bought that one for $50 from an old man. Now, he told me it was in his closet for 35 years. I thought, yeah, 35 years. The guy's about 80. And I looked at it, and this was just, you can't even tell, just black. No bluing. It was just rust. Couldn't move the bolt. The trigger was stuck. Couldn't move the trigger. Rust, just crap. And I gave him $50 for it. I brought it home. And if you do a little work, you don't have to know guns. And again, if you don't have a lot of money, you're looking to prep, or you want to have something to defend with or hunt with or both, there you go. 22 caliber, cheap ammo. We'll talk about the ammo in a minute. Okay, so we went from a, I don't know, $1,500 gun, $600-700 gun up here, $100 gun down here. Okay, still does the job. If I didn't have anything, I guarantee you, and depending where I'm at, man, if I'm just trying to survive, this guy picks off birds and squirrels. No recoil. I mean, that might be something you want more than these. These might not do you as much good depending what your situation is. As Nothing Fancy would say, what's the philosophy of use, man? Anyway, I want to show you one more. Another bargain basement. Everybody knows this guy. My son is a nut about Russian history. He had to have a Mosin gun. Got it for nothing. And I got this for him. Wartime, 1940s era Mosin. Didn't do much to the wood because he wanted it original. This guy, you want to talk about cheap rounds for, for the size and power. You get a Spam can for this guy for about $100, 440 rounds, and they're big bullets. We'll talk about that in a minute. So that's the Mosin gun again. Took it out, polished it up. Everyone says sticky bolt. None of my stuff is going to stick. I've put a lot of rounds through this guy. It's like glass. Militech. Everything inside, took the bolt apart and Militech every part of the bolt. Did a little sanding, a little polishing just to get it like it is. That's what you want, is just a nice release. That's badass. So that's a Mosin, and you can buy these. There's a guy got one out online right now for $1.50 with all the attachments, bayonet, and I got the bayonet for it. Bayonet, cleaning pouch. So for those of you who need something, that's a longer rifle, you can see. Not as good for, close quarters. But real good for, you get something half a mile away. I think the longest kill with that, it's still the longest iron sight kill in history. And I want to say it's like close to a mile. It's ridiculous. I don't want to say how much because I'm not sure. But those are 4. Now, what you still need to have, if you're really going to have a collection or you're going to have a few and you're protecting your home, none of these to me are going to be what I'm going to use. I still would recommend a shotgun in your collection. I'm not going to pull my shotgun out. I would recommend one because if you're not going to practice, at least you can hit something. But shotguns are great for defense, easy to shoot, a lot of recoil, but you put some double-aught buck in it, and that puppy's going to, you're going to catch somebody with a couple pellets. And if you've taken those out, like I do in the desert, they do some serious damage. All right. Now there's my... I'm a concealed carry guy. This is my concealed carry gun, okay? This is a pocket holster by Braids. He sells them online, pretty reasonable. I've only had this gun about 2.5, 3 months. Really like it now that I'm getting used to it. It's a pocket holster, goes in your pocket, looks just like a wallet in your pocket. And I got one hand here, but we'll go ahead and you can also pull it apart. And you got, the front pocket holster. All right, so I'm just going to do a one-hand draw, and that is my carry gun. That's a 380, smaller bullet, holds 6 rounds. It does have a really nice laser. I really like that. When I got it out of the box, it was right on. I took it to the range, and I didn't have to touch it. You put that dot on something, and bang, and it's going to hit. It's also got the second push on the trigger on the button, and you get that blinking. And supposedly you can see that a little better. Either one is good for me. I have no problem with the controls. People complained about the controls. I like them. No problem. Good little gun. Nice and accurate once you're used to it. Small in the hand, but I did get this a slight extension on here. And that works for me, just like that. I don't need my pinky on there. That's the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. I highly recommend that pup if you need something to carry, and I do recommend that you carry legally, of course. And I'm not going to safety check it because it's very safe. It's got a bullet in it. It's safe. This is my wintertime gun, but it's also my shooter. I love to shoot it. Glock 26 9mm. It's loaded. It's got a round in the chamber. Yep. Nobody's home, and if I shoot through the ground, everything's cool. But not going to unload it, man. It stays loaded. That goes with me in the winter. Cop owned it for years and years. He said he didn't know how many rounds he put through it, but a lot. I bought it for almost nothing. Polished the slide. You can still see his sweat on the grooves. That's from him carrying it, sweating on it. It's my kind of gun. It's a real gun. So that was his backup gun. It's now mine. So beautiful shooter. Just from the moment I shot that guy, man, it shoots like a full frame gun. Really nice. Glock, man, I'm a Glock guy now. And then the other one that I recommend, and this is my home defense gun. That's a Glock 21. Another policeman I know sold me that. He said thousands of rounds, he said. This was his carry gun, his duty gun. Thousands of rounds. And I believe him because it's dirty. I took it apart, Militeched it, cleaned a few parts. I don't know, $12 worth of new springs in it. And this thing is this is my baby. This thing, 45 caliber Glock 21. I traded some ammo. I'm an ammo guy. 3 boxes of 9mm I traded for this Crimson Trace laser. So about $200, $180 laser. Gave this guy 3 boxes of 9 because he didn't have it. I have it, he didn't. I barter. I mean, I bartered that. Pretty much every gun you see I've bartered in some way or traded up. I don't spend money. Why? When you can trade. So that right there is a Crimson Trace on there. And again, I've tuned this in to where you can see it's pretty much right on. You can see through those TFO True Glow sights. I put those on there. That was the biggest investment. Those are $100. But those, in the day, it's picking up that light. And those really nice fiber optic sights, and then at night they have inserts and they glow. These are, to me, these are the best sights around. That's my third. Now I might have more guns than you want to have, but I'm just telling you that those are choices you have for, you're going to carry something, you carry either of those. That's kind of in the middle. If you just got one handgun, that's not a bad choice, man. 9mm, that's a 380, that's a 45. You know, I tend to have been collecting a little while. I don't have what a lot of guys have, but I've got what I need. So these are some I suggest for you. I got a bunch more over there in the safe. But these are basics that you should have. I would say one of those, and maybe a shotgun. You're good to go. For the rifles, one of these. You're good to go. And if you can, in your state, in your area, you get a concealed carry permit, carry one of those with you. Why? Why do you need to? You're paranoid. It's just a movie. What's going to happen at the movies? Oh, nothing's ever going to happen at the movies. You know, I'm not going to get on a rant, man. But, you know, every time you're in a high-rise like I work in, think about those buildings in New York. They would have told you the same thing. What? And not that these are going to save you when someone flies a plane into a building, or some idiot, you know, some friggin' Shiite or Sunni dude decides to slip something in the water supply, or put something on an airplane and spread some disease. You need to be ready, I think, to defend yourself. We'll talk later about survival, about food storage, bug out, first aid, ammunition. Yeah, that's what that is. And also, guys, practice. Practice. You want to hit that. You don't want to hit there, or up here, there. No, you want to hit right there. There, and maybe there, and there, and maybe there, and there, and there, and there, there. Not so much around there. Anyway, get ready. Be ready. Hope it doesn't happen. I hope you're right. I hope I get labeled as the most paranoid dude in the world. I'm going to watch some surfing, and I'm not going to think about this anymore today. But if you like my video, rate it. If you don't like it, man, comment, criticize. It's fine. I probably won't read it. I'm no expert. I'm just trying to show you guys what I think would work. I hope you like the video, man, and aloha to everyone.